Hello, and welcome to another edition of Sharing the Good News. I'm your host, Professor Babel, and today we want to talk to you about an interesting word. We want to talk to you about love. Now, the reason why I say love is an interesting word or an interesting word is because in the English, love is treated flippantly, one might say. We can say, I love my car. I love my child. I love my job. I love my phone. I love this particular type of food. I love this restaurant. We say love so flippantly, so openly, so easily, but we're not specific in how or what love is. Now, in the Hebrew, in the Ivrit, or even in the Koine Greek, there are specific words for specific types of love. But let's just look at the Hebrew for a moment. And when we consider love in the general sense, the general word for love is in the Hebrew, so you can see, it's the aleph, the hey, it's the vet, and then it's the hey. So the word in the Hebrew is ahava. And what's interesting about ahava is is a word that is specific and connected to love, but not just any kind of love, the love that God gives. And it's very important because the word ahava is similar to the word Yehovah, where we get Jehovah, where we get the Lord, or Hashem. So the name is called in Hebrew the shoresh. It's like a meaning in the middle of the meaning. So the ahava, if I were to do the sacred name of the Lord, Hashem, you see the similarities with the hays and then the haze, but then the vet versus the vav, it still gives the V sound. So the shoresh of the word ahava is connected to God. So what are you saying? So what I'm saying is that in order for a person to really, truly love, it is my contention, the contention of Torah, contention of the Bible, contention of most ancient philosophies, that to truly know love is to know God. So if you don't have God, you may be limited or are limited in your ability to love. Now, let me explain. Love is a complex issue when you think about it in terms of English. English. So again, English. English is relatively a new language in terms of languages. English is a language actually that is less than 2,000 years old. It's somewhere around maybe 1,800 years old. It's a composite language mixed of several different languages. But the issue with the English now is that, like mentioned before, love is something that we throw around so easily. In logic, you would consider that the fallacy of equivocation. And the reason why you can equivocate on the word love is because different people mean different things oftentimes when they talk about love. So think of relationships, for example. You have two people, person A and person B. Now, say, for example, the full capacity of love, of ahava, love in the true sense or the maximum meaning of love is 100%. Let's use percentages so we can get an understanding. Person A and person B. Say, for example, person A grew up without parents, grew up without a religious environment, grew up foster care, place to place, never really had a family, never really knew love, never really experienced love. Say, for example, this is hypothetical. Say, for example, that person never experiencing love. Now, I'm not saying if that was your story that you don't know love, but we're saying hypothetically, stay with me, you grew up in an environment where you did not know love, you did not see love, you did not experience love. Your ability to love, say for example, is 10%. In terms of ahava, or the completeness of love, your ability to love is 10%, hypothetically. Now say person B. Person B is two-parent home or a stable home, single parent, but a stable home, grandparents, church environment, big family, shown a lot of love, seen love, not just heard about love, but seen love in practice, experienced love, understands love, has a relationship with God love. That person, say for example, person B has, in the terms of 100% love of ahava, say that person has an 80% capacity of love. Now, person A, they're in a relationship. Person A might be loving 100% of their capacity to love. So they're loving 100%. The person B, ahava, might be loving 100%. Both parties might be loving 100%. So they're loving each other. Both parties are loving. In terms of ahava, both parties, party A is loving 100% and party B is, not Cardi B, party B is loving 100%. Both people are loving 100%, but one person, person B, has the capacity to love greater than person A. So this is where conflict arises, because person A could be arguing, say for example A is the man, and he can be arguing that he is loving his girlfriend, his wife, his spouse, whomever. He's loving with the full ability that he has to love. But in reality, his love on the open market is just 10%. He feels within himself that he is loving with the full degree of his ability to love. And it is his full ability to love, but it's only 10% on the open market. Whereas person B, assuming it's she's in the relationship with A, she is loving with 100% of her capacity, her ability, her knowledge, her experience of love. Now, granted, her love is 80% on the open market of what love is, hypothetically. She feels that she's giving more to person A, but it could be that she's giving because more in terms of quantifying it, because she has a capacity to love that's greater. So it makes sense for both parties to be in love together, to experience ahava together. Now, unlike English, there are different words for love if you're speaking in terms of romantic love, brotherly love, siblings, parental. There are different Hebrew words to specify the meanings of love. But the concept of ahava, or the concept of love in a general sense, is something that really comes from a relationship with God. The New Testament, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that knoweth God loveth God. He that knoweth not God knoweth not love, for God is love. To fully, more expressively demonstrate love to your partner, to your friend, to your family, or more specifically, since we're speaking about relationships, is to have God's love. And in having God's love, you have the ability in ahava to love in a greater dimension than possibly the love that you, the individual, has experienced. Keep in mind when you're thinking about relationship and thinking about love that the person that you are in love with may not fully understand the capacity of love. They may be expressing love in the best way they know how. Their demonstration of ahava might be limited because they might not have the same understanding and experiences that can create them, that can give them that ability to have love. And so in the end, it's important to find love, finding love from the accurate source, God's love, embracing his love, understanding what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is sacrifice. If you have not been in experiences where you or have not experienced these things, it'll be hard for you to fully embrace these things and to understand what they are. So in learning Ivrit or Koine Greek or any other languages, they do a better job at explaining love. But for us in English, understand that just because we say we love someone doesn't mean that they love them. In the words of Harville Hendricks, say love is as love does. If a person is saying that they love you, but their actions are antithetical and contradistinct to what they're saying, then they're just running their mouth. If someone loves you, you will see that they love you by what they do, not just by what they say. And remember, everyone that you're dealing with does not have the same capacity of love, so they need to expand their ability to love. And how else better to do that than by embracing the love of God? All right, so won't you say you love me too? This is Professor Babel with Sharing the Good News. Until next time, God bless.